I hit on this whole live stream thing, and for some reason, it was stating that it could be starting at like 6:18 or something like that. So I don't know how I was able to not show that. I was really just trying to set up the live stream. But welcome everybody. And really, all I kind of wanted to do was just kind of talk about everything about the Galaxy S21 series for the S21, the Plus, and the Ultra. Which phone is best for you? Is it worth the upgrade? The press release hasn't happened yet. The press release is going to be on January 14th, and then it comes to stores January 29th. So I know some of you guys ask questions about when is the exact release date, what is the prices, what is some of the deals. And so actually my last video talking about how you're able to register for Galaxy S21 talked about all of that. So in the video, it shows that you can pre-order, which should be pre-ordering starting at midnight on the 14th, and then the pre-order time frame goes until January 28th, which means that it comes to stores the 29th. And then for some of the deals that's happening, you'll be able to save up to $700 with a trade-in value. Also, if you do it through the application of Shop Samsung app, or if you go to shopsamsung.com, at least here in the United States, then you'd be able to also get, like, at least through the app, an additional $60 for accessories and things like that. So with the deal happening where if you trade in a Galaxy, like let's say the Galaxy S20 devices, the Note 20 devices, you'll save a trade-in value of $700. So that means that the lowest price device, which would be the S21, my guess on the prices of that would either be either $850 or $899. So if you do trade in one of those phones, it's going to be pretty cheap. Just 150, 200 bucks there. If you're going to get the Ultra, my guess is it's probably going to be around $1,400. And the reason being is just because it's a larger device. It has an infinity display, which means it has curved edges. And it also has the S Pen support. And on that note, since we're still pretty early in the video, I want to let you guys know that if you have a Samsung phone, like the Galaxy Note devices, if you're trading in that phone, just keep the S Pen. When you trade in the Galaxy Note devices, you don't need to trade in the S Pen as well. Just keep it because it'll work with this phone. Or you can just use another digital pen. So this was one that I've reviewed many times. It's one that I use a lot. So the Galaxy S21 Ultra is S Pen compatible. There's no S Pen slot. Someone else asked the question, is it a Bluetooth? Can you use a Bluetooth S Pen where if you just hover the S Pen, away from the phone, if you hit the button, does some of those air actions work? And that is a no. But it does have all the S Pen features where if you hover the S Pen over the screen, it'll interact. You can press the button and it'll open up Air Command. So it looks like we're live. People are commenting, 130 some people watching. Hopefully the audio is good. What I'm going to do first off is talk about kind of some of the differences between the Plus and the Ultra. So I'm going to just go through just a few of my notes that I have here. And then we're going to go through a few things you guys already know. And then I'm going to answer a lot of your questions. So a lot of you guys asked questions, on Twitter and on here on YouTube. So I'm going to try to go through as many questions as possible. There's a few of them I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to do my best with that. So first off, when it comes down to the Plus versus the Ultra, so you're really going to be looking at if you want to have a flat display or a curved display. And the curved display is called infinity display. It's called infinity display, just like the infinity pool. It just has a drop off. So if you want a flat device, something that's easy to put a screen protector on, and you want something that's pretty large, then you can go with the Galaxy S21 Plus. The only thing that is kind of different is that the Ultra is 6.8 inches, the Plus is 6.7 inches. So it's only 0.1 difference between the Plus and the Ultra, but the Ultra will have more storage, more RAM. You can easily, I think the one that I've seen is 512 for internal storage with 16 gig of RAM. And for the other devices, for the S21, the S21 Plus, you're going to see 8 gig of RAM with either 128 or 256 of internal storage. So really, you gotta you got to go for, if you want the Ultra, then you're going to go for the S Pen compatible infinity display, more RAM, more ROM. And then also the camera is a 10-time optical zoom, which gives you that 100 times digital. The Galaxy S21 Plus is a 3-time optical, which is going to be giving you, I think it's 60 time with digital. So let me check that really quick. So actually, it's going to be the 3-time optical with 30-time digital zoom. So you're not going to get anything too crazy on the Plus. So if you're looking for a flat phone, go for the Plus or go for the smaller one. The Ultra is the only S21 phone that has the Galaxy S Pen support. And again, it doesn't have to be a Galaxy S Pen from a Note. You can use any other digital pen. They all use the same technology called Wacom technology. So this one right here will be able to work with the screen, but there is just no button with this one, so I can't really do air command with the button press, but I can tap it on the screen for air command. So as I said from before, just going down the list here, if you want more RAM and more ROM, go for the Ultra. The battery sizes, the Ultra has 5,000 milliamp hour battery. The Plus is a 4,800 milliamp hour battery. And then the S21, the small brother, is 4,000. So you're going from 4,000, 4,800 to 5,000. So my personal thing that's popping in my head right now is that with the Ultra having WQHD plus resolution, and it has 120 Hertz with that, and it's a infinity display, the 5.8-inch display, you're gonna have actually really good battery life when it comes down to the Galaxy S21 Plus. With the Galaxy S21 Plus having a 4,800 milliamp hour battery, which is only 200 milliamp hours less, and it's only 0.1 inch smaller, and with it being a flat display, and it's a full HD plus resolution. So the Galaxy S21 and the S21 Plus does not have WQHD plus. You are fixed and stuck with full HD plus with 120 Hertz that works with it. So I think that the battery life on the Galaxy S21 Plus is going to be fantastic. So you have a flat display, 120 Hertz, stuck at full HD plus, and that thing is gonna run all day. But you do have the option on the S21 Ultra to switch your screen resolution. So you can switch it from the WQHD plus to full HD plus. So that was one thing I noticed as well too. So and then for the Ultra, you'll have that additional camera lens, and I feel like maybe the autofocus is better on the Ultra. There is actually a feature that is called I'll have to look at it. I have a screenshot. So there's a different autofocus feature that allows for a better focus on the Ultra. So if you get the Plus, as I said from before, is Full HD Plus for fixed resolution, which is 2400 by 1080. Both of the phones, they have director's view. Director's view is really cool. So what you're able to do is you're able to switch between your camera lenses very fluidly. You can actually see all the screens on your phone on which lens you want to use. So if you wanted to use the ultra wide telephoto, you can switch between all of those. You can also switch between if you want to have like a pop-up view, so you can have that old, I think it was the Galaxy S4 that was able to do that, where you can record with the front and rear cameras at the exact same time. So you can record with both at the same time. You can have a pop-up view of the rear camera, and then the front view is you, or you can switch it and then they go backwards. So then you have whatever is behind you in the small pop-up, and then you big, or however it was. You can also switch it if you want half and half. So if you want your rear camera on the top, front camera on the bottom, or you can also reverse that as well. And so that's actually pretty cool. So yeah, director's view is on all the devices. There's even another one, I forget what it's called. I think it's like video. It's like you find your face. It finds your face perfectly with the rear camera, and it records that way. A lot of people were also asking for 8K recording. So with 8K recording, you can record for a full entire hour. It doesn't break it up. If you do it at 8K, it does come in at 34 gigs of a file. But the nice thing is that it doesn't break it up in little 7-minute segments, which is actually pretty cool. And the phone will get actually pretty hot. But people are asking how many lenses can you record with the 8K? So with 8K, it's one lens and it's 24 frames per second, not 30. For Ultra HD, I think it's 60 frames per second. You can also do that with one lens, and that's on the S21 Plus. I think you can do that with two lenses on the Ultra. And then for the Ultra HD, 30 frames per second, you can record in all three lenses on the Plus. And for the Ultra HD, 30 frames per second on the Ultra, you can do it on all four lenses. Now, the only thing that I would probably say, someone else was like, are they going to make an S21 FE, which stands for Fan Edition, but honestly, they should change the name. If you're already a fan, you're going to buy the phone anyway. So it should be called like the Galaxy S21 CC, the Critics' Choice, because it's the critics out there that's like criticizing this phone and they want it to be different. So they should actually technically call it the S21 Critics' Choice, but I don't think that they will. If they do make the S21 FE, that means that they are specifically trying to dumb down the Plus version just so they can make another phone. I think that that's wrong. I think that if they would want to make some type of an FE or Critics' Choice, it might as well be the Plus. Put everything in that thing that fans would want and always ask for, and then make the Ultra everything. Big battery, big RAM, big ROM, big cameras, things like that. S Pen support. Oh yeah, so that extra focus I was talking about, the autofocus, it was called Focus Enhancer. So Focus Enhancer is something that is a part of taking photos that I know for a fact is on the Ultra, and I don't know for a fact if it's on the Plus, just as a heads up. And then people were talking about pricing. I believe that, I said at the very beginning, but I'll cover it here just because it's in the notes. My guess is the S21 will start off at either 850 or 900, which is 100 or 150 less than the S20. So the S20 started at 1,000. It was too much. And so I believe it's going to start at 850 or 900, with the Ultra going all the way up to 1,400. Again, infinity display, 512 internal storage, 16 gig of RAM, S Pen support, all of that crazy stuff. It's probably going to be 1,400. So then this way, when you do a trade-in, you're getting half off. The trade-in is $700. So that right there kind of makes it a lot of sense. And people ask questions about the micro SD card. So when it comes down to the Galaxy, S21 devices, micro SD card, the reason why there's a lot of confusion is because there's reviewer units, there's tester units, things like that. They don't need an SD card to test the phone. And that's kind of why there's a lot of confusion. So I don't really know for a fact if there is one in there. I don't think that there is, and I don't think we need one. I mean, my car has a CD player. I don't use that. Most cars that have a cassette player, they don't use that. You don't need an SD card. If you do need an SD card, just get one of these little guys. So all you got to do is just plug this in on the bottom. It's your Type C, and then you have micro SD card slot. And as I was saying from before, if Samsung wanted to come out with that, Galaxy S21 FE, and then they're going to add in, glass back, because I feel like this one coming out here is going to be more like plastic, kind of like the Galaxy S20 FE. They might as well make the Plus version have what people want. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be plastic back. It feels good. It's comfortable. If you run into the Galaxy S20 FE, just feel it. I believe the S21 has more reinforced plastic though. It's a little bit better plastic, harder plastic, better quality. But that's just, again, my guess. So Samsung can have so many different versions out there in their R&D department that they can release a glass back if they wanted to. But I feel like glass back would just increase the price. And people want something that's $1,000, maybe 850, 900, something that's not 1,200 all the way across. So again, if you need to have micro SD card, and if it does not have it, just get this guy right here. I'll place a link inside my description at some point, and I'll probably put it as a pinned comment below. but you can always use one of these as well too. So I think that's pretty much a lot of stuff that I wanted to cover here on my notes personally. I just wanted to talk about the Plus and the regular S21 being flat, the Ultra having the infinity display. The Ultra is the only one with S Pen support. It'll have, at least the one I've seen, 512 internal, 16 gig of RAM. The two are smaller ones, so the small one and middle child, the S21, S21 Plus, should be 8 gig RAM and then 256 internal, except for the small one. Now, for going over just a couple things that I have here, and then I'm going to answer a lot of your guys' questions. So let's say one thing that I do also want to let you guys know too is that some people were also asking about, with the refresh rate of 120 Hertz. So when it comes down to, I believe the S21 Plus, it has the LTPS screen, which means it could do the 30, the 48, the 60, the 96, and the 120, kind of change between what is needed. And then when it comes down to the Ultra, it's the LTPO screen, which means it's completely variable between 1 Hertz and 120 Hertz. But yeah, that's kind of the differences there. For the colors, there's gonna be that violet color, the pink color, gray, and white. And then that's gonna be for the S21. And then when it comes down to the 21 Plus, it'd be the silver, black, and violet, which we've seen those images leak already, live images of those. And then for the Ultra, it's gonna be black and silver. And I'm gonna do my best to get silver since I already seen black. So I want to go for the phantom silver color is going to be my color. A lot of people, if you want a flat display with good screen protector, with infinity displays, when it comes on the screen protectors, they suck sometimes. This is where you can get the S21 Plus. It's only 0.1 inch smaller, and it's a flat display that you can throw that on. But yeah, go for the S21 Plus, and that is where they have the silver, black, and violet. Now, a lot of this stuff was already out there. So the screen sizes, the S21 will be a 6.2 inch display. The Plus is the 6.7, and then the Ultra is the 6.8. And earlier, I think I said like 5.8, but it was 6.8. Someone also asked the question of like, how is it balanced? Is it weighted good? The Galaxy S20 Ultra sucked when it comes down to weight, balance. It was off-centered. The camera came out way too much. And then when it comes down to the S21 Ultra, it's weighted perfect. And it's not going to feel like a 6.8 inch device. It's going to feel really good. So for the chipsets, you're going to see the Exynos 2100. Overseas in the United States, it'll be the Snapdragon 888. And I believe, let's see, I'm just looking through a few of the other stuff. Oh yeah, so these will be running on Samsung One UI 3.1 with Android 11. So it's not 3.0, it's 3.1. And there's actually a lot of changes with 3.1. And you'll see some of that coming up very soon. Yes. And then people also ask about charger. I really don't know what they're going to do with the charger. So that's, at this point, I don't see no product box. So I don't know if there's a charger inside the box or not. And if there is no charger, it's no big deal. Everybody should have a 25-watt charger at home, so they're going to be fine. Yep. Okay, so that's the stuff that I had. Now we're going to go with some of your guys' questions. I'm going to go with some of the questions that was on YouTube first through my community tab, since there was less questions there. And then I'll go inside Twitter, because there's a lot that was on Twitter as well. So what is the price tag? Galaxy S21 Series launch date, release, and more. So price tags, we talked about it. There's no official prices, but I'm pretty sure the small one is that $850 or $900, which is $100 to $150 less than last year, or I should say this year of the S20s. With the Ultra being probably $1,400 because it is an infinity display, huge RAM, huge ROM, and S Pen support. And also, too, it's easy for Samsung marketing to come out there and say, hey, trade in a phone and get 50% off. Because trade-ins right now is $700 for a trade-in. Some people are asking about the price. New features in Samsung One UI 3.1. So I'm gonna go through a few things that I have for that one. So just give me 1 second. So when it comes down to Samsung One UI 3.1, maybe the director's view is a part of that. Um, you can also choose between if you want Google Discover or Samsung Free. So that screen that's on the complete left side where it opens up either Samsung Daily or Samsung Free, you can now choose if you want it to be Google Discover or Samsung Free. And someone says, guys, he won't read this chat. I am reading the chat. As mentioned from before, I'm going through all the things that I wanted to cover first, and then going over the questions that you guys sent. And then maybe I'll look at some of these here too. But I am reading all of these chats. They pop up on the screen here. So yeah, I'm reading them. I'm just going through everything first. You know what? Here, if you guys are watching this, I guess I'll show you this real quick. I guess it's like a little teaser. So you can choose between Google Discover and Samsung Free. That's all I'm going to show for right now. Just wait for later. And I'll show everything else off. Also, too, you'll be able to do continue apps on other devices. So with continue apps on other devices, you sign in with your Samsung account on your phone and your tablet, and then this way, whatever you're done with let's say Samsung Internet or Samsung Notes, you go to your tablet, you hit the recent apps button, and then that's going to pop up what you just got done doing on your phone. Yep. Also, too, with Samsung One UI 3.1, the screen resolution choices is actually on the display. So when you go through the past phones, when you want to change your screen resolution, if you're recording a video, you have to go inside settings. It's going to actually be on the very top. There's also a brand new call background. So there's going to be, I think, actually 3 new call backgrounds for when someone calls you. You can choose something else. And one of them is somebody dancing, which is actually pretty sick. But that looks to be a lot of the stuff that was answering that one question. So now I'm going to go back over inside of the questions here. Will the screen be flat instead of curved? Yeah. So if you get the S21 or S21 Plus, it will be flat. If you get the Ultra, it will be the infinity display, which means curved. Sorry if you guys hear the dogs. Let's see. Galaxy S21 Ultra compares to the Note 20 Ultra. So I would say that if you own a Galaxy Note 20, if you own a Galaxy Note 20 or the Fold 2, I would not upgrade. But if you have any other phone before that, you can definitely upgrade to the Galaxy S21, especially if you have like the S9 or S10 upgrade. You're going to see some huge differences there. Price, we've went over. S Pen is only in the Ultra. Edge display is still there. So even if you have the S21, S21 Plus, or the S21 Ultra, you'll have the Edge display. Let's see. Full HD Plus resolution is fixed and stuck on the S21 and the S21 Plus. You can switch your resolution on the Ultra. Let's see here. I'm just reading some of the questions. The RAM and storage for the US versions, it's going to probably be 8 gig of RAM. The small phone will be 128 internal. The medium phone will easily be the 256. And then the Ultra, it will be either 12 or 16 gig RAM with 512 of internal storage. And they might also offer the 256 possibly. Let's see, we already went over the price tag, the release date. So the release date again is January 29th is the release date. Press release will be January 14th. The S Pen Bluetooth support. The S Pen does not have Bluetooth, so it's going to be just regular S Pen. You can tap the button above the screen and it interacts. Okay, I'm still looking here. Let's see here. Is it worth upgrading? Let's see. So yeah, some of these questions, is it worth upgrading from their phone? Again, if you have an S9, S10, Note 9, Note 10, yes, definitely upgrade. If you have a 20 series, you could probably just wait, because the 20 series will get Samsung One UI 3.1 at some point, or 3.5, and you'll have a lot of these features. And there should be some cases that will hold the S Pen. So there's no slot in the Ultra, so it'll go into a sleeve of a case for the Ultra. Let's see, will the S Pen look the same as the Notes Pen? So my guess would be yeah. And again, if as I stated from the beginning of the video, I'm going to state it now because there could be new people. If you are trading in a Note, keep the S Pen. They don't need the S Pen back in the phone when you return it. Someone else was like, "Are you a Samsung employee?" The answer is no. If I was, I wouldn't be doing this. But no, not an employee at all. Will it have the S Pen support? 120 Hertz refresh rate? Yes, on the Ultra. And then 120 Hertz with the S21 and the Ultra as well. Let's see here. That's pretty much it for the questions on YouTube. Now let's head over to Twitter. There's quite a bit there as well, which some of these questions kind of overlap. Yeah, so here's where that balance of the device is. The S21 Ultra was awesome for a balance. Is it going to have a glass back? Don't think so. The way that it's made now, it's like this reinforced plastic. It's actually pretty nice. Someone says, what do I use, 60 or 120? So I use 120 Hertz. There's a huge difference between 60 and 120. I personally don't see a huge difference between Full HD Plus and WQHD, but I can see a big difference with the 120 Hertz. Is there still a delayed shutter? I don't think so. I think it was a really fast camera shutter. The images look really good, and with the HD Plus, it looks awesome with video as well. Man, I need to get some water. I think I might cut this pretty short here, pretty close. Face unlock speed, fingerprint, didn't set any of those up. I'm not going to do that. But obviously it's going to be quick. Huge camera improvements, estimated price. So price, charger. Yeah, so a lot of people asking about headphones and stuff too. So, and micro SD cards. So if you need a micro SD card reader, just use this guy. Type C, micro USB if you have to have it. And if you need headset, just use this guy. So 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, Type C. So if you need to do any type of plugins there. So I think that was a lot of the questions that I see. We went over a lot of it already. Actually, wow, there's a lot more questions. Never mind. But yeah, the S21 Ultra feels really good. Actually, I'm gonna get a drink. Hold on. All right. Sorry about that. Hopefully not everybody left. My throat was totally messing up. Oh man. I don't know what it is. It's like this winter weather or something is just drying me out like crazy. Ain't promo Jimmy, so I'm fast. What are you talking about? I had to run to the garage to get my drink. But yeah, so I don't think the micro SD card slot is going to be there. Face unlock is going to be fast. Fingerprint unlocking is going to be quick. Is it larger? I really don't know. That's one of the things that I would never really set up on a phone that's early. Let's see. The material around the glass area is not like the lenses, the camera lenses are glass, but the area around it is not. Unless if it's a matte glass. It could be a matte glass. Yeah, I think the camera module is like a matte glass around it. And then the back of the phone is all plastic. Okay. Let's see, looking around some of these questions still. Let's see. Okay, well, I think that's about it. I think I covered a lot of the stuff. The software, the upgrading, how does it feel, the screen resolution, HDR10 display, yes. S Pen does not come in the phone, but again, you can just keep your S Pen from the other Note devices. You can also use any other digital S Pen as well. Wired charging, I believe, is I want to say for sure it's 25 watt. I don't believe I saw a difference plugging in a 45 watt, just to be honest, unless if it is down below 50% battery, then maybe it can make a difference. All right, so now we talked a little bit about the S Pen, we talked about the screen, talked about the cameras, we talked about the resolutions. Wireless charging is still really fast wireless charging. The camera on the S21 feels like it's faster, better HDR than the S20s and the Note 20s. The screen brightness, super bright. And I think that's pretty much about it for this one. Again, the Plus has a 3-time optical zoom. The Ultra is a 10-time optical zoom. So now I'm going to look at some of the questions popping up on here. This is aloe, by the way. It's like a mango tasting. Okay, some of those questions are kind of going quick. Let me read it on this phone here. Hold on one second. Hopefully how's the quality? Is the quality good? The sound, the audio, everything right now. Someone at the beginning asked which phone I was using. This is the Note 20 Ultra. Huh, it looks pretty good. Okay. So some of the questions we have here on the display. Will the Samsung Buds Pro come for free with S21 pre-orders? My guess is that it might not come free, but you'll be able to use, if you pre-order the phone, that cash, that $60 or $70, you can use it towards the Galaxy Buds Pro. I don't know if they'll come for free. If they do come for free, it might be on the Ultra. Is there a blur effect when closing applications? I didn't really look that close. The animations are, I mean, they're animations. They close. I know that it was smooth. I know that for sure. What do you think about the flat screen versus curved? So I think that the flat display is awesome. A lot of people like flat displays. A lot of people wanted to have an easier phone to install some screen protectors. So when it comes down to the S21 and the S21 Plus, a flat display is going to be awesome for a lot of people. And some people always said that they had issues with accidental touches on the sides when it comes down to the infinity display. So a lot of people is going to love that flat. So if you want a flat display, go for the Plus. And if you still like the infinity, go for the Ultra. If you're a Note user and you want to go to the Galaxy S21, and if you use your S Pen, head over to the Ultra. The Ultra is the only one with that support. So yeah, I'm excited for the flat screen. That's for sure. Note 21 Series, Note 21 Ultra. So I don't know anything about the Note 21 yet. But yeah, that should be coming out. I don't think they're getting rid of that just yet. Let's see here. The quality is good. So I already answered the question about flat display. Can you switch between cameras on 4K 60 frames per second. So I believe, yes, you can. Yep. You just can't really switch the lenses when it comes on to 8K, 24 frames per second. So like that telephoto lens and wide lens, or wide lens and ultra wide, you can't switch that. But you should be able to switch cameras if you want to go from front and back. And also too, someone sent me a super chat. So if that was you, thank you so much. Um, what is it? Usama Khan, or Usama Khan. Thank you so much for the super chat. I noticed there's a little bit up there. I just didn't get to say thank you just yet. I think that came through when I went to go get something to drink. So thank you so much for any type of super chats from you guys. Is the downgrade in resolution that apparent or noticeable? And is there voice recognition biometrics? I guess I didn't look at the voice recognition biometrics. There could be. I don't think so. Um, I'm sorry, I did not look at that one. And the downgrade in resolution, it's not really a downgrade. There's Full HD Plus is still great. I can't tell the difference on these size screens, Full HD Plus versus WQHD, but I can tell a difference between the 120 hertz and the 60 hertz for sure. Which phone brand would you pick if it wasn't Samsung? So if it was not Samsung, it would be the Google Pixel. So I'm right now I'm using the Google Pixel 5. So yeah, if it was not Samsung, Google Pixel all the way. Such a solid phone. And that one's a flat display too. So it feels pretty good. Honestly, that one probably is going to be very similar to the S21, will be my guess. Let's see. Does the S21 Ultra have 100 times zoom? Yes, it does. So it's a 10 time optical and then 10 times digital. So you're going to get 100 times zoom on the Ultra. And then, hey, Ryda, what's up? Thanks for the $5 super chat, man. Totally appreciate it. Thank you. And if you guys have not already, make sure you guys go follow Ryda. I'm gonna show you his Twitter right now, and you guys need to go follow him. Let me search for this. He's one of the guys that I talk to a bunch on Twitter, so you can find him. So search for Ryda Samsung Daddy. I think that might be backwards for you guys. I'm sorry. But just search for Ryda Samsung Daddy, or search for @Samsung Ryda. Ryda, you can put your name in the chat. People need to follow you because you're also giving awesome details when it comes down to some leaks as well too. So if you have not already, please follow Samsung Ryda. Okay, I have to go back into the chat real quick here, answer some of the questions. Let's see here. Any Z Flip 3 news? Nope. I don't know anything about the Z Flip 3. Sorry about that. But I do have to say that foldable devices is awesome. When it comes down to the Z Fold 2, it's really hard for me to put this one down going back to the Note 20. But the Note 20 is solid. Let's see here. $750 trade-in price for any phone. No, it's not any phone. It's a $700 trade-in, and I covered all of that in my past video. So you can get $700 trade-in if you have like the S20 and the Note 20. If you have other devices like the 10s, so the S10s, the Note 10s, things like that, I think that's $550. Some of the older phones like the S9s and Note 9s, I think those are $350 for trade-in. So you just need to take a look at which phone you have. But again, just make sure you go to the Shop Samsung application, or you go to Samsung.com. You can actually find information for registering for pre-order, and you'd be able to see how much your phone is worth for trade-in. And I believe the newer iPhones, like the iPhone 12s, were also $700 trade-in, which means the Ultra more than likely is $1,400, because then you're getting, half off with that trade-in. Let's see, when is the Galaxy S20 FE One UI 3.0? For a lot of people, it's actually already out. I don't have Samsung One UI 3.0 just yet on my Galaxy S20 FE, but it looks like it's already being pushed out. How about the S21 and the S20? When you look at it, they're going to be pretty similar when it comes down to devices. So again, if you have the S20, you don't need to upgrade. Just wait for the Samsung One UI 3.1 or 3.5 to come out, and you'll have a lot of the same stuff. Sure, okay. Shirley Goldstein, thank you for the $2 super chat. Awesome. Why is it cheaper than the S20? Something missing. It's really just going to be the materials used. So when you look at the Galaxy S20, it was all glass on the back. And this one, I believe, is going to be that harder reinforced plastic, which is going to help cut down the cost. Plus, also, too, Samsung doesn't have to put it at $1,000 for the S21. And that's smart. I mean, it's $1,000 starting off for your smallest phone is a little bit too high. But I think it's just the materials being used. Yep. So someone had said about the transition from the main camera to the telephoto or ultra wide be smooth like the iPhone Pro series. So I don't have the iPhone Pro to test, but it is pretty smooth. It's switching between the two. It's just kind of like a zoom in effect. So it's not like it doesn't cut to the next camera lens. It zooms in for you, so it has a pretty smooth effect going in and out. Usama Khan, thank you again for the $2 right there for the super chat. The question was low light night mode S21 Ultra versus the S20 improvements. So the night shots, the low light was improved, but it was only one photo. It wasn't much to really give it a full test. But the sensors are larger and better on the S21 versus the S20. How much better is the 888 over the 865? So I don't have anything written in front of me. What was that? My lights just flickered. I don't have anything in front of me to take a look at the spec sheet for that. But I believe a lot of people probably have done the Geekbench so far already on the 888 over the 865. But usually with these newer processors, I think they always go by like an increase or improvement of 20% for GPU and CPU on almost every single one. But that's my guess. Quad HD is not going to be standard on the S21. So for the S21 and the S21 Plus, you're going to have Full HD Plus fixed. You can't change your screen resolution, just like you can't change the screen resolution on your Fold. But when it comes down to the S21 Ultra, you can change your screen resolution from Full HD Plus to the WQHD Plus with 120 Hertz working for all of that. How are you supposed to charge the S Pen without a Note device? So that's the miracle behind Samsung. You don't have to charge the S Pen. You charge the S Pen if it has Bluetooth in it, I believe. When it comes down to the regular S Pen itself, you're just hovering an S Pen over it. So for example, like this S Pen works on it, and or this digital pen works on it, but there's no button and there's no need to charge it. So you'd be charging if it has Bluetooth connectivity, which is what the Note 20 uses. Will the Ultra have a glass back? I don't think so. And honestly, like, it feels good. Looks great. It's more of a matte color, not glossy, not fingerprinty. You feel more comfortable if you drop it. And people put a case on it right away, instantly. The moment you get a phone, you always get a case. Someone keeps asking the exact same question. What's screen touch delay? It's very, very short. So for the screen touch delay, if you're talking about with the S Pen, it is super quick. And I believe other people compared it to like that Apple Pen or something. But it looks really good and it feels very smooth. I noticed with the S Pen on the Ultra, it was super, super, super smooth. And I could tell a difference between the Note 20. Let's see, how good is the chip? Well, the chip is good. You got the 888 and the 2100 as well. Let's see here. Yep, still going through. Rex A, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Will the S21 Ultra screen be better than the Note 20 Ultra screen? So, so the screen. So you're talking about like the 2.5D glass, like the tempered, like the Corning Gorilla Glass, or you talk about the resolution. And if it's about the resolution with WQHD plus with 120 hertz with variable refresh rate, the S21 Ultra is better than the Note 20 Ultra. Let's see here. So someone else was like, $13.50 for plastic back. I mean, it's a good material. The material used on the back, it's not just crappy plastic. So for example, like, it's not this plastic. People, you might be thinking about plastic being cheap. That's cheap. This newer one is not cheap. And honestly, I would much rather have what you've been seeing in all the leaked images of the S21s, much rather have that back than glass, because that's just another area that you'd have to fix. It's glossy, fingerprinty, and again, like I said from before, you put a case on it anyways. Let's see here, looking. Okay, so Rex A. Let's see if you overall. So yeah, overall, yeah, it's a better screen on the S21 Ultra. Brightness, it's more brighter on the S21 devices. So the battery, pretty good on the S21 Ultra for sure. Takes a long time to drain it, especially even when recording in 8K. I forget what the percentage went down after recording for a full hour, but it really good battery life on the S21 Ultra. So when you have that Snapdragon 888 or the Exynos 2100 with 4,800 milliamp hour or 5,000 milliamp hour, you'll see an increase in battery life. Yep. Samsung Neon, don't really know much about Samsung Neon other than its artificial intelligence. And I bet you anything, we're going to see a lot of that over at CES coming up in January. I think CES is happening like cyberly in just a few days before Samsung's press release. So I think it's happening like January 12th or something like that. Is there different 5G bands? I really don't know on that one. SD card support for the S21 Ultra. I'm not going to say anything specifically on that one just because a lot of the units you'll see out right now that a lot of these leaks are coming from, they're review units, test units, things like that. They don't have to have an SD card slot to test the device. So that's where all the conflicting information is. And again, as I showed for a few times before this, if you have to have an SD card, micro SD card, just use this guy. Throw in your micro SD card because you don't need it every minute of the day. Plug it into the bottom of your phone, play your movies, back up your stuff, do whatever you need to. But yeah, I don't think it'll come with it, especially on the Ultra, just because it's going to probably have 512 gigabytes of internal storage. Dan, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. And thanks for the chat. You're welcome, man. Thanks for stopping by and listening. I'm just, a random dude, stay-at-home father all day, shooting random videos at night. Let's see here. Still looking through all these questions here. Selfie cameras, improvements. Didn't really go fully in depth on that. I can't remember what the selfie is on this one. Maybe 10 megapixel in the front. But it looks pretty good. And a lot of people keeps asking me about, like, why am I not leaking anything? Just personal reasons. Letting other people do that, I guess. Not wanting to show the physical phone. But you'll see something next week. So the leak video next week. Is it worth upgrading from the S20 Ultra? Like when it comes down to the Galaxy S20 devices, the S20 and the S20 Plus are fantastic phones. They get good updates. They don't have issues. They have great weight management when you hold on to it. But if you have the Galaxy S20 Ultra, that's the only one that I have beef with. I got rid of my S20 Ultra immediately, and then I upgraded and purchased the S20. So I got rid of my S20 Ultra, I got the S20, and I'm sure glad I did that. So if you have the S21, if you have the S20 Ultra, definitely upgrade. You'll see a big difference with basically everything, and especially the way that it handles the way that you hold it was not balanced on the S20 Ultra. Let's see here. For the stainless steel frame, it could be. But it could also all just be matte, like a matte color. So it could be covering it, possibly. But again, don't know for sure on that one. The stylus supports for the Ultra. So yeah, it's the S Pen. Samsung doesn't use styluses. Any phone can use a stylus. It's just a piece of plastic with a piece of little rubber on the end that acts as your fingerprint, as your finger. So S21 Ultra is the only one with the S Pen support. I don't have any leaks on the Note 20 FE. Is that even a thing? Is the Note 20 FE something that people's been talking about? Yeah, I don't know anything about the Note 20 FE. I don't even know what they would do, to be honest. I think they did everything great with the Note 20 devices, I believe. 8 gig or 12 gig of RAM. So when it comes down to the S21 and the S21 Plus, it should be 8 gig of RAM. For the Ultra, you can probably choose between your 12 and 16 gig for RAM. Let's see here. Keep going through the questions. A lot of people keep saying, is it worth the upgrade? If you have any phone before the S20 devices, any of them, like the S9s, the S10s, the S8s, the Note 8, the Note 9s, the Note 10s, yes, 100% you're worth the upgrade. If you have the 20 series phones, the S20s or Note 20s, you probably don't have to. Just wait for your 3.1, Samsung One UI 3.1 or 3.5 to come out. What camera are you using? I can see the flakes on your hat. Well, this is the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. And yeah, the flakes, it's lint. This is my Google hat. The moment that I went full time with YouTube, this was the first thing I bought. And I didn't do my hair or anything today. So that is why we're using this hat. But yeah, the flakes is the lint. You guys like that? But yeah, this is the Note 20 Ultra. And this is the front-facing camera, so I can view your guys' questions as well. So I'm not even using the back. I'm using the front camera. The battery capacity on all three phones is 4,000, 4,800, and 5,000. So the Ultra will have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Pretty large. Stylus, which means S Pen. S Pen support Ultra only. Okay, scrolling through. Jerry Foster, looks like you're answering some of the questions. Thank you for doing that. Jerry Foster answered it as 4,000, 4,800, and 5,000. Let's see here. Connor Courtney, thank you so much for the super chat. They could add a LiDAR sensor to the Note 21. Yeah, they could. And if they add in LiDAR, make sure you look at some stocks that sell LiDAR as well. But yeah, thank you so much for the $2 super chat, Connor Courtney. Thank you so much. Let's see. Is there a different vibration motor for each variant? I don't believe so. When it comes down to the S21 and the Plus and the Ultra, I think it's the same motor. Anytime they change motors is going to be with the A series. Is there going to be a Galaxy Note 21? Yes, probably. Should be. Let's see. So it looks like somebody was stating that to clarify for the people asking in the chat whether there will be an SD card slot or not. It depends on where you live. And it could be because they could be switching up the way that the slot is. If there's going to be dual SIM or single SIM. If it's a single SIM, like the United States, it might just be no micro SD card. But again, I really don't know. Does the S21 Ultra support 45-watt charging? From what I've seen, no, I don't believe so. They actually did not do that with the Note as well. I think the Galaxy S20 Ultra, so the S20 series Ultra phone, was the one that works with the 45-watt. I don't think it works on this device. Didn't see any differences in time, but the phone was also not under 50%. For the best features, good question. Some of it does come from Samsung One UI 3.1 though. So my favorite feature would have to be instead of the face recognizer using the rear cameras, it'd have to be director's view. Director's view is fantastic. Recording with both screens or both cameras at the same time, switching the layout if you want it to be picture on picture, or dual screen. That's actually cool. So my favorite feature is going to be the director's view. Let's see here. The speakers on all of the S21 devices are fantastic. Yep, they sound really good. Let's see. I don't know how to say this name, but thank you for the $5 super chat. Jamagri 82. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, just supporting the channel. Thank you so much. Honestly, I thought I was going to die a minute ago when I didn't have my drink with me. My throat was just killing. Let's see here. If you had to buy a phone today, would you get the Note 20 Ultra or wait for the 21 Ultra? So for the 21 Ultra, if that is the S21 Ultra, or if I'd want my Note 20 Ultra, I don't know. I think I would stay with my Note 20 Ultra just because it has the S Pen installed. And also to the Note 20 devices will get Samsung One UI 3.1 or 3.5. Right now, the S21 devices will be 3.1. Because the S21 Ultra does not have a pen slot. But if you're asking, would I wait for the Note 21? Yes. So if if the Note 21 is the last device of the Notes, then I would totally get the Note 21 if that's their last phone, because I do have the original Note here. So in this way I can keep the original Note and the very last Note. Someone asked about what are my most buy stocks. So has nothing to do with Samsung, but it is something that I'm very interested in, and I actually was going to work at like Edward Jones and work with a lot of this stuff. So, just to cover a couple of the stocks, one of them would be CRISPR Therapeutics, working on a bunch of gene things, fixing a bunch of health issues. So CRISPR would be one. ALPP, it's Alpine 4. They're actually getting into the NASDAQ soon at the end of January. So ALPP. Another one to take a look at is I'm a part of Disney. So Disney is great because some people think that they're not going to go much higher, but their parks isn't really open. Their cruises aren't open. But a lot of people are stuck at home watching Disney Plus and a lot of stuff with Marvel coming out. So Disney is going to easily go up. And then just a couple more real fast. I would say Luminar Technologies. And then I'm also in all of the EV stock. So I'm in the Xpeng, the Neo, and also Switchback Energy. So there's a few of them there. All right, going back over inside of the super chat here. Should I think anybody should wait for the S22? I have no idea. I have no idea what the S22 has in store, and it really depends on what phone you have. So if you have any phone that is, 2 years old, then definitely upgrade. Um, yep. Let's see. So it looks like I got most of these answered. Um, yeah, the Ultra has a curved screen. The S21 and the S21 Plus does not have the curved screen. They're flat. Did they increase the wireless charging watts? Did not test that. Sorry about that one. Uh, is the front camera circle smaller? I believe they're almost the exact same size. Assuron, the Exynos 2100, you can stop messaging that. There's no reason to say that. Yeah, thank you. What is my favorite case? I mean, one of my favorite cases is Scooch, just because it's clear. I can see through the phone. And then also this piece right here is my clip that I'm able to uh, put it up on a kickstand. And then I can also take this off to wirelessly charge my phone. So yeah, so if you need a case with a kickstand, clear, something that is very protective, and you can still wirelessly charge, you can use this Scooch wingman case. That's what I've been using. Dan, thank you so much for the super chat of $2. S8 had dual camera. Is that same as director's view? So it's a little similar. So this is where you're able to record with the front and rear camera at the same time. You can view all of your camera sensors live. So this way you don't have to see those little trees, like the one tree, the two tree, the three tree, showing you wide, ultra wide telephoto. So you can actually see your view of what you're able to shoot before you actually shoot it. You can also switch between if you want it to be pop-up view, or if you want front camera, rear camera, or if you want it to be the full screen. If you want it to be full screen for director's view, then you can switch between the front and rear camera, and then you can switch between all of your 3 lenses. Did I look at the Galaxy Buds Pro? No, I did not yet. When is the S21 going to be introduced? It'll be on January 14th, and then it comes to stores January 29th. Assuron, you don't have to keep saying that again. I can see it. Sorry, bro. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to spam that too. No underscreen front camera. Nope, there's no underscreen front camera. Maybe later in the year or next year. Let's see here. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of Microsoft partnerships, so that's where a lot of cloud storage will go as well. Let's see, Fingerprint Scanner, new version, support the 2 fingers at the same time. Yeah, it will. If you're talking about the trick that I always do, where I use right thumb, left thumb, right thumb, left thumb, and I set it up that way, you can use either thumb. It'll work that way as well. What do I do for a living outside of YouTube? This is it. So I used to have a job before this. I was full-time for 7 years. I still did YouTube at night. I recorded from like 9 p.m. until midnight or 1 a.m. And then when I was able to sustain going full-time, I left my job. And so now I just do YouTube full-time. But during the day, I'm a stay-at-home dad. Yep. How much storage does the S21 have? So the small version will be 128. The middle version, probably 256. And then the large version, you can get it as either 256 or 512 for internal storage for the Ultra. And yeah, Bixby Button is still there. It's just the side key button is what it's called. So you can change your side key button for power if you don't want it to be Bixby. But when it comes down to that left screen where it used to be Samsung Daily or Samsung Free, you can choose between Samsung Free and Google Discover. So if you don't want Samsung Free or Samsung Daily on the side, you can do it Google Discover. S21 have the S Pen. No, it's not built inside, but you can use S Pens and digital pens with it. And they might sell an S Pen. I think it looks different. I think the S Pen that's coming with this one is gonna look different. I just don't know if it's coming like with it. You know what I mean? Like bundled, or if you have to buy it. S21 FE, I have no idea. They shouldn't make it. If they want to make an S21 FE, uh, which is more like the critic's choice, not a fan edition, because if you're a fan already, you'd be purchasing it. If it's the critic's choice S21, that should just be the S21 Plus. There's no need to make another phone. If Samsung makes an FE version of this, then it just solidifies the fact that they are dumbing down the middle-sized child phone. They're dumbing it down to make an FE. There's no reason to make an FE. Will it support the right thumb and left toe? I believe so. I think you can use your toe with it. I've never tested it though, but that is a good thing you can do. Someone has an iPhone. Do you think I should switch to Samsung? Yeah, go for it. I mean, it's not going to hurt you. Um, both phones are fantastic. You have the iPhone, you have the Samsung phone. Samsung just has a bigger and better ecosystem. It links up with my TV flawlessly. Fantastic. Um, Someone keeps asking the same question of the S21, how much dollar? um, so I believe the S21, the small version, will probably be what, 850 or 899. So it's gonna be either 100 or $150 cheaper than the S20. But the Ultra will probably be all the way up to $1,400 because it has the Infinity display and S Pen support and a ton of RAM and ROM. Great cameras. And then also that trade-in program is $700 off. So you're getting that Ultra for 50% off. But I think I pretty much covered everything. Everything now is just kind of getting repetitive, same questions. So I think that is, let's see, is there something that we still don't know? Yes, there's more stuff you don't know yet, just yet. And Rohan, happy birthday. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Rohan Thapa, happy birthday. I think, and I'm hoping I said your name right. But that's pretty much about it, guys. I think I kind of covered all that I could. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Charger included, I have no idea. But once you have one charger at home, then you're good to go. And it'll support the regular 25 watt. So just buy the 25 watt. There's no need to get the 45 watt. I have a 45 watt at home and I don't use it. And actually sometimes when I plug in other devices, it's too powerful to charge other phones. So just go with the 25 watt. That's pretty much about it. So I hope you guys had a good night. I got on a little bit earlier than I thought. We went for a full hour, covered as much as possible. To close it out, if you want a flat phone, go for the Galaxy S21 Plus. If you want to have everything, go for the Galaxy S21 Ultra. And then that's where you're going to get the S Pen support, a lot of RAM and a lot of ROM, a lot of cameras, and you won't be disappointed for sure. But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please give this thing a huge thumbs up. If you guys are not even subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I got a lot of cool stuff coming up. I always cover everything Samsung for you guys. Z Fold 2, Samsung One UI 3, looks like it's come through. That's supposed to be in February, but my guess is it'll come out in January. Samsung has been ahead with pushing out Samsung One UI 3.0. So Z Fold 2, Samsung One UI 3.0, my guess is January, not February. And if you do want to know when it's coming, I posted a video just the other day talking about it. You can go inside the Samsung members application, hit on the bell, and it'll give you notifications of things like that. They actually showed you the entire list of when Samsung One UI 3.0 is supposed to come out. And that is pretty much it. So Merry Christmas, guys. Happy New Year's. Happy holidays. And so glad that we could put 2020 behind us. 2021 is going to be a much better year. And I just wish the best for all of you guys. And thank you so much for watching this channel, this video, and supporting me as well. So genuinely, thank you. But have a good night, guys, and stay tuned for my leak for next week. And I'll see you guys later.